place where everybody knows your name. Laughter fills the air like a sweet refrain. Sit and share a story, but I drink or two. In this cozy bar, where dreams come true, where smiles and friends remain, and good times ease the pain. Here we go again.
Hello, hello. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Can you let me know? Is everything on? Have I forgotten something? I have forgotten something, haven't I? Do you know why I've forgotten something? Because I'm an absolute fucking half-wit. Oh, shite, which one is it? Oh, man. I can't work out which one it is. Is it this one? Balls to it. It's going to be this one. It's going to be this one. Are we alright? You can hear me, you can see me. That's fantastic. Well, I wouldn't say it was fantastic for anyone, that, to be honest, but there you go. And we have chat. There is chat. The Lilac Times is not playing on the Dukey at the moment. That should change any second. If not, the Dukey's knackered yet again. But for the meantime, yeah, it has. There we go. To hell with the consequences. What's going on? Who we got in? Steve, how you doing, bud? How's things? You okay? Kirsty, cheers for the pics. And Steve as well, obviously. Mandy, how you doing? And Mandy as well. Esther, you okay? Yes, it will be Hat Wednesday. This was exceptionally last minute, by the way. Exceptionally last minute. Because I've been doing all kinds of other stuff today. Including, but not entirely, just work, you know, but I've been working as well. And now, all of a sudden, I've been cold all day, and now that I've started this, I'm red hot and I'm wearing my bear jumper. It's not good. The tree is now semi-famous. When I was buying it in Tesco, other supermarkets do exist. One of the women that I see in there all the time, who always waves and says hello, she said, "Oh, you're getting your Christmas stuff in early, aren't you?" I said, "Yeah, I need to, because apparently if I don't have one, the stream are going to call me all the minge bags under the sun." She went, "All right, well, good luck with that." And then I went back about 3 or 4 days later. She went, "Oh, how was your tree? Did it go down well?" I said, "Yes, but now I've got to start buying ornaments for it. We do sell them here, you know." Right, so yes, I'm buying ornaments for it as well. Slowly but surely. Forgot to supposed to send in hat pics. Steve, you already got one on. Steve, you are involved in what is to come. We'll put it that way, in what is to come. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's obvious, isn't it, what's about to come? Just opening a Wendy. One of their Wendy's. Kittens as in plural, as in dos, as they say in Japan. It's a hard life. It is a hard life. It is when you're bloody exhausted. I had to take Jess to work this morning, so I was up at 7 o'clock, and it was cold. Cold, man. It was cold. And when I went out and I had to get the ice off the car, it was overcast and cold. It shouldn't be cold when it's overcast. But by the time I dropped there off and started coming home, there was fog and mist absolutely everywhere. And the sun was coming up. I couldn't stop and take pictures because it was opposite the school, and, you know, I don't want to end up on a register. So, but it was all on Bentham's Way in Southport. There's school fields on one side, farmers' fields on the other side, and then there's Kew Woods. So there's loads of greenery that takes in the heat during the day, and the following morning lets some of it back out as moisture. So you do get mist on there quite a lot. But this morning the sun was coming up just over the mist and over the fields. Looked amazing. But yeah, it was bloody cold, and then straight back, had to work. Dad, I need a lift, so I had to give her a lift as well. Came back, I had to finish off work. Then I had to produce something for today. And then I looked up at the clock and it was almost time to start. So none of my normal prep has been prepped for this, in prep for this. There's a lot of prep going on there and very little prep going on there. You've got others to send. This could be a regular Hat Wednesday kind of thing, or a semi-regular Hat Wednesday kind of thing, couldn't it? Just keep it under your hat. Cake decorations, then they'll be edible. Good thinking. Thinking outside the box, I like that, Mandy, well done. Got the old boy called Morgan as well. My nephew's called Morgan. Steve, ice baby, yeah. It was 3 degrees this morning when I got up, so it would have been colder before that. Actual ice on the car. Let's get the zhuzh out on it. Spraying the, keep thinking Penistone, it's not, it's Prestone. Spraying that on there and starting the car up before I got in it. And making sure that my jumper was pulled down at the back, because there's nothing worse than jumping in your car when it's freezing cold, and that little bit at the back, the bottom of your back, touching the seat. I mean, obviously there's a lot worse than that, but you know what I mean. Including jumping in the car too quickly and accidentally sitting on your own bollock. A pain that women will never understand. And we don't choose to do it twice, so it's worse than childbirth, obviously. There's a lovely big black cat. Very nice. We had a big black cat that used to be mooching around in our garden. I haven't seen him for a while. Little mini panther with the most incredible coloured eyes. Sort of, I don't know, it was a form of blue, but like a jewelled blue. Absolutely amazing. Not a shit given whatsoever. Didn't matter if anyone was staring at me, just look back and go, what, lad? I don't even think he was Scouse. I just think, you know, if he was Scouse, arms would be outstretched going, what, lad? There may be Scouse cats, I don't know. Yeah, made plenty of vids. Yeah, my nephew is called Morgan. He's not old though. Very poor indeed.
Very poor.
Very poor indeed. The Transit Connect has heated seats. What? And here's me bouncing around in a Mercedes without any of those luxuries. Mine is a very base spec, it has to be said. Hasn't even got a rear windscreen wiper. Who'd have thought it? Not bothered, like, I'm not bothered. Don't bother me, I'm not bothered. Mine has to go in and get sorted out next week. The backing plates need to be, well, I was going to say changed. It has to have backing plates put in because the other ones are completely rotten away. I think they've been in there since the car was made in 2005 by the sound of it. So Ian at Tri-Point Auto in Southport, if you're anywhere in the Northwest, go and see him. He is fantastic. Not just as a mechanic, but also as a fella. Top lad. Whenever I go there, I always end up having a chat with him, just about life in general. He's spot on. But his work is exceptional. You do like a car with heated seats. Very, very first world problems they are. By rights, I should be driving something far better than that. Although, again, if the lottery came in tomorrow, that would get sent off to be fully resprayed and to be put back to the same state it was when it came out of the factory. Because that's my very, very first Mercedes, and I will keep that until either I or it collapses in the dirt. End of story. Yeah, it is a saloon. They don't have the rear wipers. Because they don't, like, the hatchbacks, they tend to get really dirty. Minis, oh my word. My dad's got a Mini Cooper. You can have that cleaned, drive out, get halfway down the road, and the back of it is caked in mud yet again. It's incredible. But, you know, yeah, it's just for in the morning. I've got a little squeegee thing for getting rid of the ice. So if I spray it all off and scrape, or if it's one of those mornings where there's loads of dew on it, squeegee it off and bish, bash, bosh, we're sorted. Get a flying car. Those were supposed to be here now. Everyone was supposed to be wearing silver clothing. Well, some of them aren't they, I suppose. Silver clothing and flying cars. Bollocks, none of that. Tomorrow's world. Go fuck yourselves. Added heated seats and a fridge. You can get, the Mercedes does come with fridges. So that could be an aftermarket, not even an aftermarket, a post-build optimum. I cannot speak. There's something wrong with me. In Scotland, black cats are lucky. Goth cats, no Esther. It's Boys Don't Cry. I know, Goth cats does sound very much like a Cure song, but that might be a future one. Heated windscreen as well. I haven't got the front heated windscreen. I've still got to press a button and the air has to pop up and do it. But my Mars Ford, which is from 2008, Ford Focus, has the heated windscreen. Bang out of odour. Bang out of odour. But I love it. It's my little car, man. It's only there. Literally there. No, 1.5 years I've had it, haven't I? I love it. I love it. It was a Ford thing that was probably put in high-end American muscle cars and trucks to begin with. And then, well, we make it already. Why not just put them in these cars over here? They might like it as well. And then why didn't the rest of the car makers just go, that's a really good idea. Why don't we do it as well? It can't cost that much. No. Old school. And that would then also it'd be the end of having a little tiny rag of shite that you do that with on your windscreen, and then 5 minutes later you can't see through the window at all. Oh, man. It is a bit warm. I might put a t-shirt on during something later on. We shall see. It's only a Wednesday, isn't it? So, Ali out, you're on your way home. No worries. Cost Ford a fortune to have the patent for the windscreen thing. Nice. Well, in that case, yeah, you would keep it to yourself, wouldn't you? But if one company makes it, one car company can make it, the other one's just going to go, yeah, well, we know what it takes to do a rear heated one. Can't be that difficult to do a front one. We'll do that as well. I bet you the expensive makes have got them. Not the cheap shit like I've got. I'm moaning about it, but I absolutely love it. I love that car. It could do with a buff. It could also do with a lot of the chips, the stone chips sorting out. Little rust dots all over it. I don't want them getting any bigger. Although saying that, it's been well looked after, so hopefully he'll probably outsee me, to be honest with you. Probably. I hope. Be nice to see it, wouldn't it? Lasting that long. Ali, tuck your laces in. Definitely tuck your laces in. No tripping over. We've had enough of people falling over on here. No more pain. No more illness. Nothing like that. Everyone be good. T-cut. No, T-cut doesn't do anything with it. That's for getting rid of little scratches in the paint. If you can feel it with your nail, then it's too deep to T-cut. And if it's a little rust dot, what you need to do is in theory, you're supposed to get the sandpaper out, sand away the rust, and then paint over it and clear coat it. The little dots, little rust dots. Something someone did on one of the YouTube videos was they got a pencil with a rubber on the end, and then just glued a little circle of sandpaper to it, and then twizzled it, and it was perfect just for getting rid of the little tiny dots. But then once you've done that, a little bit of paint, clear coat if you can. But when you've got a car as old as mine, which is 20 years old next year, there's loads of stone chips on the front. To do that, I'll be there for the next 3 or 4 weeks in piss wet rain weather. So that's not happening. I'm telling you that now, it ain't happening. But the tea cuts, I have got some stuff that is supposed to take away some of the scratches and make it look a little bit nicer, but nah. Better off paying a professional to actually do it. The ones who've got the proper detailing stuff, where they use 3 or 4 different levels of compound and all that malarkey. That would be nice. But then taking it back to a lovely shine and then having little dots all over it would look absolutely shite. Spotty car, yep. But it's nice and up their arse, man. It's good, I like it. It's comfortable to be in. It's a nice little area to spend time in. Not every car I've had has been as nice as that to spend time in. So it's been good. I like it. Money well spent, I would say. Maybe that should have been one of my new milestones, is to get a better car. I did mention a little sports car, didn't I? Or a little manual for when I get back to driving a manual, but maybe I should make a longer term plan to get a nicer Merc. I would like that. Or even a BM, I'd rather have a Merc than a BM, but I've had one now, so that itch has been scratched. But it'd be nice. Oh, what a tune that is on the Dukey, by the way. The Lotus Eaters, First Picture of You, what a song. What else? There was something else I meant to tell you. No, gone completely. An Audi RS6. They are fantastic things, aren't they? Oh, hang on. They are fantastic things. I don't think I could afford anything as outlandish as a decent RS6. Who knows, though? I was thinking maybe a more up-to-date C-Class, because they're cheap enough. It's amazing some of the cars you can get for what appears to be very little at the moment. Because people are labouring under this misapprehension that big cars are really expensive. And really expensive to run. And some of them might be because of the tax per year, but I mean, even that thing, almost 20-year-old, I know it's a diesel, but I'm getting about average 35 miles to the gallon. And all I do most of the time is drive around town. On some of the better ones, you're getting 50 odd combined driving. And yet you have to pay more in tax than something that does 30 miles to the gallon in a petrol car. Because it's on its arse, mate. Man, you've been sneezing and coughing all day. Can you catch lurgy through YouTube? You probably can do. You probably can. But it's going round. I've had this thing for 4 weeks, on and off. It's barely a cold. I mean, genuinely, it's barely a cold. I feel embarrassed to say I've got a cold, because it's not. I'm not coughing. My temperature's not overly high. I haven't got a snotty nose. I'm sneezing occasionally. But it's knocking that little extra bit of energy that I can't afford to lose away from me. It's a 2.1 diesel, the C220, the infamous 2.1 diesel engine, which has been fitted in all kinds of things. Sounds like a tractor on a cold morning, but will drive for 1,000,000 miles if it's looked after. The Lurgy, SDS the Lurgy, anything sort of that would be considered a cold or flu or disease, we call it the Lurgy. Suffering from that. Any illness that makes you feel grotty is the Lurgy. Then you have to explain what the fucking hell grotty means. Well done, man. Yeah, you feel a bit grotty, feel a bit shite. Oh my God, I've got the leggy. Casper, how you doing, bud? Have you ever tried to explain some of these words to people? The words that we know and take for granted. How would you explain to someone what this means? And as soon as you try and do it, you go, I don't know, I just know what it means. Like in Liverpool, calling someone a Texan, or a Hank, or a Blurt, or a Butte, or a Meth. So I know every one of these has got a slightly different connotation, but I just can't tell you what it means. I just know. How you doing, Kev? You alright, mate? Off to the races. Happy hunting. Slow down for the second corner. There's a bit of oil down there. Pro tip. Yeah, but there's been... Twitter it used to be a hotbed of this years ago. Proper hotbed of it. People trying to explain phrases and terminology and what have you. And then the traditional arguments about whether something's a dressing gown or a house coat, a barm cake or a bun or a batch. Wherever you go to, it's got a different word for it or a different name. Yeah, but trying to explain. Ask anyone in Liverpool. He's a bit of a Texan him. They'll know straight away what you mean. But then say to them, you explain to me, as though I'm an idiot, what that means. I don't know. I just know he's a fucking Texan him, lad. I think it means someone with a high opinion of themselves. A bad Texan. Not just a Texan, a bad Texan. You're a bad Texan, you, mate. It's a weird language, the Scouse language. It really is. But I think most places, most regions will have their own little bits and pieces. Meth. A meth is a very, very uncool, badly dressed person of very little taste or sophistication. One level down from that is a scruff, which is a scruffy meth. A morning coat. That's far too posh for up north, that one, I'm afraid, Kirsty. Your house coat, your dressing gown. A Texan age to do anything. What? Does that mean a long time? A Texan age. The opposite to a New York minute. You're not paying attention properly. That's alright. If I was watching me, I wouldn't be paying attention either, to be honest with you. And I apologise wholeheartedly for all those people that joined thinking Boys Don't Cry was some kind of get-together of men who are afraid to show their emotions. Nothing to do with that. It's a virtual pub with the Cure songs as titles. I went there to try and find my inner self, and all of a sudden there was some melty-faced scouser talking shite. Pretty much what you see is what you get, mate. And hello to the 6,000 people watching on Twitch. There's nobody watching on Twitch. Oh, apart from Psychedelic, that looks familiar. That's me on Twitch. Shh, that's also me on Twitch. I've heard some travellers call it a morning coat. Morning coat makes it sound far too much like an early day version of a smoking jacket, doesn't it? Earthy, would you put in my morning coat? The kind of thing that you have a cravat and morning coat and drink Earl Grey in the conservatory while reading the broadsheets. You're back and you've got your tea in the Bear's Paws mug. Lovely stuff. I've seen that, as everyone else will later. It's a good looking mug, by the way, that. Yep, hello to Helen, the Norfolk correspondent, doing remarkable work in the field. And also Ruby Roo, where are you? It does, doesn't it? I wouldn't mind a proper full-on morning coat. Because there's a morning frock coat, isn't there? Or have I dreamt it? Sure, I wouldn't know. Morning coat, smoking jacket, and then something in between. Ali, how's your bruises? How are you getting on? Yeah, on Twitter they're saying if you put "you absolute" in front of any noun, it sounds apt. You absolute tool is correct because a tool is also a penis. Yeah, but anything, genuinely anything in English, you put "you absolute" in front of it, it normally works. It's all gone. Which is part of a song by The Cure. This all fits in perfectly. Helen says hello Helen, and Ruby opened an eye. She knows her own name. That's Ruby, by the way, not Helen. Of course, Helen knows her own bloody name. Ruby lifted one lid and went, does it involve food? No. Sorry, I'm not interested. Back to sleep. As you would, wouldn't you? If you could. Twitter, though, it's going to be about another 3 or 4 weeks, and that will be an absolute cesspit. It already is, but so many good people are leaving there, and it's just full of people are not going to be able to take the piss out of each other because there's nothing there to take the piss out of. Football Twitter lads will just be taking the piss out of each other, but they never say anything. They always react. It's just going to be reactions, and you can't react if there's nothing there in the first place. Stupid man. Ali, go on. You put your hand up first. And I remembered the piggly ding. It's turned up. So it is. It's weird. I'm on Blue Sky as well, and the sheer amount of Evertonians that have suddenly just dropped into Blue Sky is crazy. I've been there now for a while, and it was very quiet to begin with. Just the last couple of days, it has exploded, and it's full of moaning blues. It's great. Ruby was treated to a grooming yesterday. She still smells like Mandy's handbag. Ooh. Yep. Was she happy with it though? They never seem to be happy, do they? We had an old English sheepdog and absolutely hated going to get a bath or groomed. And yet, during the summer, she had to get sheared like a sheep. Ended up looking like a goat. She hated it, and yet, as soon as all the fur was gone, she was bouncing around. Must be thinking, this is fantastic. Well, stop wriggling around trying to bite things when they're trying to shave you, you're half-wit. Yeah, as to the tone of voice, also, there's an inflection which tells you whether or not it's good or bad. You absolute ledge. You fagging ledge. Yes, Ali was covered in bruises because Ali was wearing hiking boots while running dead quick. Going dinner, Batman. I might have made that bit up. And tripped over and landed slap bang twat on her face. Bruises all round there. Looked heavy, you know what I mean? So she's hurt herself. Thomas hurt himself as well. Doing a bodyguard, no, kind of jump to save his goddaughter. So there's people injured left, right and centre on this. Louise, oi, aviation fines. A quick pop in and out. There you go, there's your Frankie. You're still alive and kicking, well, alive. That's 50% of alive and kicking, if you don't take into account and, which we don't. That's a joining word. Alive. That's as most as you can hope for, isn't it, some days? I cannot speak English at all today. It's nice to see that you are alive and indeed kicking. I was thinking about you yesterday. I watched a video. There's a lady from Southport who goes wandering here, there and everywhere. And she was up in Barnoldswick or Barlick, I think they call it, don't they? And she was wandering around there. She went to a church and what have you. And then last night on BBC4, Robbie Cummins on Canal Boat Diaries was in Barnoldswick or Barlick. So twice in the space of 2 days, we saw the place. And it looks amazing up there. That's just round corner from you, isn't it? Round corner. Looks amazing. And I didn't realise on that stretch of part of the Leeds-Liverpool Canal, isn't it, how many really boss little towny settlements there are. All stunning. Skipton was on it as well. That looked really nice. Me likey mucho. Mandy, you knitted your latest handbag. As you should. As well you should. You got the S-kills to pay the B-ills. Your laces got caught up and you fell head first. That, to me, that sounds like pretty much everyone who's ever worn a pair of boots that's got the eyelets at the top rather than the lacy throughs. Yep, hence Steve talking about the laces. It's all around you. You are a Barlicker. It looks amazing. You went to, I think it was an Irish pub, because there was a couple of musicians that he knows in there playing. And Robbie's a musician himself. Oh, hello.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's you sit in here for hour after hour on streams and never, ever level up. You're popping in, and straight away, there you go. You are a Barlicker. It looks amazing. So beautiful, beautiful. And from a drone shot, wow. You are lucky. Mind you, so am I. Southport's nice as well. All these places that get slagged off shouldn't be slagged off. They're lovely. Be nicer about the places where you live or the places that you visit, for Christ's sake. They're nice. They're grand, so they are. You've got a kitten trying to chew the charge wire. Oh, Joust's been there now. Come on, lads. Let's have a look at this. You'll love this. Plus, if you chew it while it's plugged in, you get such a buzz, man. No. No es bueno. No me gusta, as they say in Japan. Is Barlick a place or a hobby? Or a bit of both? Can you have a bit of both? And from that great British tradition of pronounced not a single even percentage close to the way it's written. Barnoldswick, or you mean Barlick? No, I mean Barnoldswick. No, Barlick. What? How have you got that from now? But again, I like stuff like that as well, because it just confuses people who are not locals. So why wouldn't you? Probably the reason why people just turn up and go to London and piss off home to wherever they live. I tried to go to Barnoldswick and then someone said, you know, Barlick's over there. I didn't want to go to Barlick. So I went home instead. Back to Texas. Go ahead, you fucking Texan. Shout your orders. Shout your orders. Get them in more shine. Kittens are cute, but a proper handful. Anything that's youthful is the same. Big eyes, gorgeous smile, and then a little bastard. The Irish bar's really good. Got some quite big acts for the size of the place. That sounds... It did look the kind of place where you could fit a semi-decent sized act in there, like, but... It looked nice as well. The street that I was in looked nice. Very nice. Steve's got 2 Barlicks, and they dangle down every morning when I'm getting the milk in off the stoop. A bucket of Benny. I don't know. It's sort of Benny Lynn-ish, isn't it? Ish. Benny Lynn would be cough and cold medicine. More for cough than anything else. That's more fuck off than anything else, because it's got an expectorant in it which gets the shizzle off your chest. There you go. Right. I keep going on about life's lessons learned and people should do it more often. Well, our Ali certainly learned. Look at that. Laces covered. You're not falling over with them, are you? Look at that. A painful lesson, but a lesson learned nonetheless. Nonetheless. Now you're convalescing. Cough syrup, yeah. Which, if you had... You can add things like vodka to night nurse if you're struggling to sleep. I wouldn't suggest you do it, but it does work. But on your own head beer. But it does work. Saying that, what am I talking about alcohol for? I went in the pub the other day. I said, can I have a soft drink? They give me vodka and custard. That's a fucking soft drink, innit? Only joking, only joking. I had a vodka and Winderline. You still wake up with a hangover, but your eyes are really clear in the morning.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. Did you wake up? Just about. But I had to have tea, which I had in my thermos flask, because I'm worth it. Still not a single thing, not even a letter of recommendation for being thankful. Something, I don't know, something like that. Bollocks to it. Glass of Coke and a bowl of water. Make sure you get this the right way round. The glass of Coke should be for you. Cavoni is good. Never been there, Steve. Is it nice? I've heard good things about it. It puts you to sleep as well. What is it that's in those things that puts you to sleep? There must be something in there. Why is it everything you take for something else makes you drowsy apart from sleeping pills? A wine for Louise? Why? Oh. Pretend it's a large wine. Do you want to play it with that, love? It's Wednesday night, isn't it? The Binfluencer's out. First one puts theirs out, everyone else races afterwards. It is recycling tomorrow, I think. And our bin is full. Absolutely full. Kirsty, we once given Valium to relax. It had the opposite effect. According to the family members, it was like you were on speed. It might just be things affect people in different ways. I mean, anything that you take, it tells you it's one thing, and then have a look on a pack of headache tablets, paracetamol or aspirins. One of the side effects is headaches. What was it? There was Calms, is it, or what's NyQuil? No, NyQuil. Nitol, not NyQuil. What the fuck I know. Nitol. And some of the side effects were things that would just keep you up all night. Heart palpitations. How can you sleep with heart palpitations? Why is something that's meant to calm you down sending you off your tits? Headache tablets may cause headaches. What? Bit of red wine. Goes to your head, that, you know. Valium, Esther, Valium. Autocorrect. Autocorrect's not going to allow you to do Valium anyway. It's going to put it down to volume. But I heard you loud and clear.
Very poor. Very poor indeed.
Very poor indeed. UB40 or Neil Diamond. I'll be honest with you on that one. Not a fan of either of those songs. Possibly because the UB40 one was absolutely hammered to the point where I wanted to punch Ali Campbell in the face. I still do, to be honest with you. That's nothing to do with his music or him. That's the fact that he looks like Ronald Koeman. Yep, Valium. Steve fancies a pint of Old Peculiar. Now we're talking proper craft ale. That's the kind of thing that you drink after a long day in the fields. With a proper knobbly glass with your elbow at a right angle. And then occasionally do that head back laugh thing. Don't know what's going on in my head today. But I need to go and change into something slightly less sweltering. So, should we have a look at Hat Wednesday and see if this actually works while I go and get me jumper off? Let's see if this works. That's hat for now anyway. For now. There may be more. Who knows? That makes it either down to me to be able to buy another 20 odd bloody hats or down to you to get your hat picks in. That was exceptionally last minute. So I would like to think that all the months and months, well, 2 years of pissing around with the likes of U-Cut and CapCut and 6 months of using Udio have made that possible to be able to come up with something in the space of about 10 minutes, I think it was. Yeah. And it's definitely something that sticks in my mind. The more you practice, the better you get at it. That 10,000 hour rule. It takes 10,000 hours to be a genius at something. I've got a long way to be a genius at anything, but it's getting easier doing stuff like that. No showing off there, Steve. I've just got too many fucking hats, know what I mean? Hat picks. Oh, did you send me hat picks as well? Someone else did as well, and I can't find them anywhere. Genuinely. If anyone else wants to send more hats, do so, because I was looking earlier and I couldn't find any. Two of those are your mums. The gauntlet has been thrown. Yeah. Jackie Lewis, you're tipping your hat. Just missed the video. You did. And also me dressed like a bear. I think I've got more hats as well. Genuinely, I think there's more hats. I missed out a few. And I'm sure people sent me stuff and I haven't got it. So I don't know what I've done. This is what happens when you do things last minute. But you see, it's not just me sitting on here chatting shite. It's a platform for all of us. So if you want to send anything in, just feel free to send it in. I like the idea of having stuff that we can share. Oh man, that's better. That is a fantastic hoodie. That one, by the way, but it is warm as balls. Has to be said. Absolutely warm as balls. May you ask a question? Always, Ali. Always, always, always. Did you go to Chub Club? You did, and you've been a very naughty girl. What? Just for Chub Club or in general? Do you need punishing? Is the dookie stuck? Oh man, let's have a look. It must be. Because at the moment, it's playing Shout, Shout, Let It All Out by your very own Tears for Fears. And before that it was Prefab Sprout, so it must have just hung. Bullshit, man. It's bullshit. We also have a late entry into the hat. The hat category. Tomash with his Lancashire cricket hat and his Everton nil satis Nissi Optimum. That's from Tomash. I'll just reply. No worries, Ali. There's something, obviously, this happened the other week, didn't it, where it wouldn't come up with anything at all. So I don't know why it's doing that. This is the problem with using a third party bit of software. It will work when it feels like. A la Botrix doesn't always work. I best check Botrix actually, just to make sure. So I don't think it saved anything from earlier. We'll have a look. Timers. Let's have a look. There's Thomas on Twitch. He might be. It's hard to tell. There's 6,000 people on there, unfortunately, at the moment, so he could be in there. There's nobody on Twitch. Bend over, prepare to receive. Christmas come early, so to speak. Give it a Fonzie bang on the top. By that you mean like a proper dish. No, you're not calling the quiff a Fonzie bang now, are you? Jackie bruises quickly. Not easily, just quickly. Cricket hat is great with the rose. Yep. Although it's difficult for us. With us being Evertonians and also supporting Lancashire Cricket Club, who have to have the red rose. It's tough, man. But I suppose that all that came way before we did. Yes, Thomas is in the Lakers snug, sponsored by Twitch with 5,999 others. Right, let's see if I can find it, actually. We do have a snug, by the way, if you're watching. That's the snug. Which is very snuggly. It's very nice. Sufficiency Parkside. Whoop puffball. Citric Uptown sounds painful, to be honest with you. Sounds like something that you need yoghurt for. Speldhurst. What? Never seems right, a cricket beanie at a summer game. It should be a bucket hat, shouldn't it? But no. You know, the jumpers and the Spencers. What's the Spencers? In Britain, the beanie hat sounds about right for summer. Well, considering that the cricket is played from about, is it March, April onwards until September, October, you can have some exceptionally cold and wet evenings. Helen said she's never been in the snug. Ah. All welcome. It's nice in there, the fire on full. Thomas says it looks exactly like that here. Yep, exactly. Nice warm open fire. Which some of the regulars occasionally will hang their stockings over. Well, they do when the car park's full anyway. Natural or flavoured? You tell me. Hidden behind a dartboard. If you think that the TARDIS is big inside compared to what it looks like outside, you've never been the pause. Every time you think you've just about been to every part of it, all of a sudden, how can you be lonely when there's 5,999 other people in there in Twitch? You thought they wore that as well? Spencers? What are Spencers? You've confused me now, Esther. Need somewhere for them to dry out. You do. Hang them up. Rawhide. Does anyone still do that? Hanging stockings over the fire for Santa to come and check them out now, the Funk Soul Brother. Don't know. I can't think when was. I think me mum used to put them out for the kids when they were young. But I can't remember anyone else. Can't remember seeing them anymore. Is Christmas still? Is it still that big the way it used to be in our day? Or is it just like 6-year-old kids going shush, 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 pass over the new phone, pass us the tech, and piss off and leave me alone? Esther.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It is indeed there. Oh. magnets are magneting all over the place. One of the kittens has nicked your spot. Oh no, not your spot, their spot. Health and safety now, fire hazard. That's why I couldn't have my candles on my birthday cake this time round. Fire brigades had no chance. Too much of a hazard, that many candles. Doing well, doing well. We've had 2 so far. We need 1 more for the hat-trick. We've done alright for hat-tricks, haven't we? Steve-o, Steve-o, Steve-o. If you don't want a beanie, there's always a bucket. Na na na. Na na na. Bucket. You know, that's a Lancashire bucket as well. Or bucket, as they call it. Up in Barlick. I suppose that's probably not far off how they talk, isn't it? Very flat cap whippets and clogs, with it being so close to, well, pretty much inside bloody Yorkshire. The whole area is so strange. Very much, I don't know. You are lucky considering that you've got next door, you've got the Yorkshire Dales and the Forest of Bowland, literally just there and there. Who was that in the bucket hat? That would be Thomas. Thomas? You can't read the chat, by the way, if he's on Twitch, unless he's watching on the screen.
Piggly ding, next.
Piggly ding, next. There you go. Thomas, you're popping on to say hi. Twitch typing is not as easy yet. Watching on tablet while you're working, of course, never bloody stop. You don't get the stream of chat as you do on YouTube Live, you don't. Unfortunately. You can mix it all together and put it on screen, but you can't have it in the bottom of the chat. Which is all manner of ball achy. It's not going to be you levelling up, Mandy. No. You've done that for this month. Jinxie, behind the bar, get your orders in. You've been told you sound both Yorkshire and Lancashire, and also like you come from Bolton. From Bolton, the sort of the accents and dialects around there are just too close for me. Yorkshire and Lancashire sound very similar anyway, on a broad term, a broad overall sound. When you move from one place to another, I mean, Hull doesn't sound anything like Blackburn, but you know what I mean. But when you're on that borderline, I suppose it could sound like you're from anywhere, couldn't you? Plus, we know that you sound like Mel Sykes, obviously. Don't you? That Mel. Do you want to flirt with that, love? Working at this time, you never bloody stop, Sir Thomas. Steve, not that you're bothered, but it's been a while since you went up. I think you're also very, very high up in the lists, aren't you? That's why. You are very high up in the lists. But watch this space, you never know. This could be the day for it. This could be the day. He sounds like Peter Kay. Very Boltonian. Accrington's on its own. It is. It's a weird part of the country. I don't think people realise everywhere else in the country how close the towns and little villages and whatever are on that little border. And each one's got an argument with the next one because of you're in Lancashire this week, we're in Yorkshire. You're in Lancashire next week, it just keeps swapping. It's mad. I like it though. The whole place looks fantastic, gorgeous, If you had a chance, go and have a look. It's stunning. And there's loads of people. I could never live there. I could never live there. Have you been there? No. Just go. And you go there for like a day trip. I'd love to live there. Well, yeah. Lots of places like that in the UK if you bothered your arse to go and have a look. As I say, that's Robbie Cummins last night on Canal Boat Diaries. He had a drone up as well over him, so when they're looking over the towns and the villages on the whole of that canal, Barlick and Skipton and all that, they look absolutely gorgeous. So much better than just the constant steel and glass that we get in cities. Ali, you had a call? No worries, no worries. What's it like to be popular, eh? Actually popular. Oh. It's our northern correspondent that tonight. Where be he? She's the man who lives at Tesco's. I don't. I just pop in constantly because it's round the corner. I haven't been today. Did I go yesterday? I can't remember if I went yesterday or not. How bad is that? Hey, you got to call it 2020. Didn't take long. You must have finished them off quickly. What am I wearing? You dirty pig, you. Did he show the statue of Fiery Fred in Skipton? Unfortunately, before he got into the depths of Skipton, I had to disappear. But it's on the iPlayer, so I'm going to watch that. It's good. I'll watch loads of narrowboat stuff. He's good. I mean, it's on. His is on the iPlayer, and the quality's fantastic. But there's loads of really good narrowboats who show you what they're up to. It's lovely. There's a woman from Essex, and I can't remember her name now. She's into writing poetry and nature watching and things, and she's on a narrowboat. So whenever she goes somewhere, it's not just wandering past Greg's and what have you, it's actually going to see if she can find wildlife. Proper chilled stuff. If you ever need to relax, go and watch a bit of that. But it's nice. I'll go back and watch that one though. I like his stuff. You watch some of Guy Martin on a boat. I haven't watched that. I like his stuff as well. Guy Martin's fantastic. He seems a proper decent lad. The kind of fella you'd go for a pint with. There's a Sky channel that's showing loads of his stuff. Our man in Japan, our man here. A bucket of Murphy's for Esther. A bucket of something minty. Now, something minty means something different in Liverpool as well. Doesn't mean fresh. It means the opposite. It means dirty, covered in mud. My car's fucking minty, lad. The ones where there's no commentary, just the camera on the narrowboat. Now, Robbie Cummins is Canal Boat Diaries. It's his diaries about him. His life on board, what he's doing, where he's going to. There's quite a few of them where they talk about how they live on the canals, but then show you where they're going to. And when you watch, the woman, the Essex woman went on the boat lift, not the one in Scotland, the one down here, where you zoom into it and it takes you half an hour to get to the top, and you're right 300 feet in the air. Just absolutely amazing. I wouldn't have the Davina McCalls to get in one of them myself, but I'll watch her doing it quite happily. Go on, you go for it, girl. She's boss as well, because she writes poetry, but she's a bit of an artist. So she'll draw whatever she sees, and it's lovely seeing stuff like that. Who was the fella? There was a fella that used to do them as well. I can't remember the name of his channel, but he's also a guitarist. So occasionally you hear him playing. I like that as well. I wouldn't mind a narrow boat, but I know what kind of absolute bellends end up on the towpath at 3 o'clock in the morning. Be constantly fucking boxing if you lived in one of them. A minty bucket for a Mad Mandy. Guy Mountain stuff's on Channel 4, which means it'll all be on the used to be called All 4, it's now just called Channel 4 app. The Channel 4 app. So they'll all be on there. I shall check it out, man. You funk soul brothers. Fun fact, in Iturka Termit in eastern Greenland, a town of 500 Greenlanders and 5 Danes. Today the sun set at 1:05 in the afternoon. Marvellous, marvellous, marvellous. It's mad, isn't it? You don't feel ill, just coughing and sneezing. And as the saying goes, coughs and sneezes, craft spread cheeses. Careful. Careful. There's a thing called Contact 400 years ago. Not even sure if it exists anymore. Which was a cold and flu tablet, and it was amazing. They actually worked. So of course, because they worked, they're not allowed to be sold anymore by the sound of it. Might get you off your Jimmy Smiths, know what I mean? Like, getting a cold. It was getting cold this morning. 500 Greenlander and Danes. Yeah. So it's only a small place. How many hours a day like you're getting now? Do you remember the capsules, Louise? Yeah. Contact 400. They're the only thing I've ever taken that actually work. A Lemsip will take the edge off things slightly. And because it's hot lemon will open up your tubes a little bit. But the Contact 400 capsules, again, I think a couple of them, a decent night's kip, and you wake up the following day. I want to do a marathon. Well, they're called Snickers now, aren't they? But you know what I mean. God bless you in advance for the sneezes. I'm going to check that out now, see if they still exist. Contact 400. Right, so they still they still exist, don't they? Are they the same now? They're not the same, but it's the same people, isn't it? Obviously. Non-drowsy, what a load of shite that is. They've got to be drowsy. One of the main things about getting over a cold and a flu is that you get yourself knocked out. Your body repairs itself as best as it can. You sweat the bejesus out of it, and then you wake up the following day ready to rock and roll. Whiskey all in works. Is that another thing where it encourages... Someone told me to have one of them or a hot toddy in the bath, and it tends to just flushes your entire system through your pores. I don't know. Down to 8 hours and 27 minutes per day. Down by 9 hours and 1 minute. How you doing? You okay? You watching a film? Any good? Was it any good? Any recommendation for us? Yeah, I was moaning earlier about the time. I keep going on about the golden hour and the blue hour. I mentioned it in the comments of the video that I did yesterday. Blue hour being 15 minutes long. Golden hour was about an hour and a half, but it was just covered in clouds, so you couldn't see anything. So all this lovely, beautiful quality of light is hidden by cloud, or it lasts 5 minutes. Horrible, horrible. Not as bad as you thought. To be fair, we are in the middle of November, aren't we? Like I say, another month, just over a month, and it will be the shortest day, and then we'll start getting back to longer days all the time. You met the hat hat video, there was no hate and gory. There's no gory hate. It was very good. The benches of St Hildegard, the little legs of St Hildegard. Fog was terrible. It was really misty this morning where I was, which was lovely. What are you calling the blue hour? The civil dusk. The hour where it's really nice. Is it civil dusk? Or nautical? Because you've got, in the morning, you've got the astronomical twilight morning, nautical twilight morning, civil twilight morning, followed by sunrise, followed by, or the blue hour comes just before sunrise. They're all over the place. Is this tomorrow, is it, or today? Golden hour was from 3:20 till 5:20. Blue hour. That wasn't too bad. That was 14 minutes long. Whereas during the summer, because the way the earth is, you get that really, really nice blue hour lasts for a long, long time. Hate Gory. Does he play for Ajax? Could do. He plays for Wolves, doesn't he? Ryan Hate Glory, or is that Ait Nouri? A great film with Herman Finkers. He's a tucker. Eens een tucker, altijd een tucker. Steve's had some great sunsets lately, haven't you? Very, very nice. Very nice. We have as well. Just a pain in the arse that occasionally, when you're expecting a really nice one, or that cloud from Bloody Island keeps coming over here and getting in the way of them. The Bones of St Hildegard. All right. I thought, I'm losing the plot with me Dutch. It's in Twents, thank God for subtitles. I used to speak Twents, and with a very, very thick Twents accent as well, which used to confuse the life out of people. Obviously, I didn't realise. I just spoke what I was taught. Driving was wild, couldn't see a few feet in front of you. What are you doing with a few feet in front of you? Naughty, naughty. Foggy there as well today. It seems to be, it's that time of the year for it. But it looks lovely. If it's safe, it looks lovely anyway. Steve, you came home tonight and took a fantastic picture of the sun going down over the village. Oh. Open your eyes, people. This is going round all around about us all the time. Things like that. Should be lovely. Keep your eyes, keep looking for these things. Stunning. Civil, nautical and astronomical. It's the sun being 0 to 6 or 7 to 12 or 13 to 18 degrees below the horizon. Alright. I've got an app for it. Oof. Look at that, how lovely is that? That is gorgeous, that. These are the kind of things, don't just look away from them. Don't be on your phone, on the bus or wherever it is. Don't be just allowing nature to go around alongside where you are. Have a look up. What a gorgeous picture that is. That has to be said, Steve, Helen, that is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Reds look great in the sunset tonight. Reds never look good. Oh, you mean the colours, right? Right, so the civil you can still see out. Nautical, you can navigate by the sunlight in the horizon. Astronomical, you start to be able to observe the stars and planets. Ah, right. There's a full beaver moon on Friday. It's a whole different language, it is. A farmer's language, isn't it? Proper farmer's language. You've had it for days. You get loads of mist where there's grass, greenery and lakes and rivers and things. Stuff that takes in the heat during the day and lets it back out in the morning. So it looks gorgeous, but man, less fog these days since there's less pollution from the Ruhr. Very naughty, very naughty. Very beautiful, hasn't it? Yep, as is a Norfolk sunset, absolutely beautiful. Got to be careful in fog if you're driving. Very, very, very careful. That's what it's called. Yep, it is called a full beaver moon because they know exactly what they're talking about, don't they? And if you have a look, it's in the sky in the northwest, just next to Uranus. You meant the red arrows. Don't mind them. Along with the red rose. Apart from that, well, FC20 red as well, and Middlesbrough and Wrexham. But apart from that, it was taken just in front of the Matthews turkey sheds. Double beautiful. Beaver moon. Low Saxon. Oh, is that where it comes from? All the dialects and languages that are around that area are just it's crazy. But they must all come from a very, very similar place and just little tiny variations. And then before you know where you are, thousands of years later, each one's got a slightly different variation again. I like all that. You are looking away, were you, Jinxie? Look at the screen now. Ain't that beautiful? Isn't it beautiful? Oh, man. Right, so here we go. The Old Farmer's Almanac. Thank you, Mandy. Beaver moon. This is the time of year when beavers finish preparations for winter and retreat into their lodges. So it's this time of year every year coincides with the moon being that way and lost beavers going about their business. The adders were good. The adders are always good, man. Twents and Trents are quite similar, so at least you can understand a bit. Watch everything with subtitles because less tiring, fair enough. You're basically learning Lixen, Limburgish. You understand it, but really suck at speaking it. You can't do the tonal thing. Isn't it weird? Again, all from the same area. And yeah, there's those little specific differences in detail in how people speak. In the same way that, for us over here, Scousers and the Welsh who are just down the road can do all the ch easily, as can Scots and the Irish. But then just move slightly towards the Midlands or Lancashire, they can't do it. And we're all just within that much of each other on the map. Here you haven't got more than nautical light in the nights from early May through to June, July and some of August. Mad, isn't it? What is that? Never heard that language before. It would be the native language of Limburg. There you go, yeah, a regional language spoken in the very, very, very south of Netherlands, northeast of Belgium, tiny bit of Germany. Which again goes back to days before we had these little borders in place. That's ours, that's yours, that's theirs. Now, we all lived here in the thousands of years ago, and this language developed here. Whether it crosses three languages, three countries or not, it's the same language, same people. Your uncle's place has civil nights for almost 4 months at its darkest, so it's pretty light, that, isn't it, by the look of it? Limburgs can be quite difficult. What they speak in Maastricht sounds like a strange mixture of 3 languages. It probably is, isn't it? Where that is. Moved there 6 years ago, so it makes sense to learn it. There's people there speak it amongst themselves. I like that. It's their tradition. And if you can get yourself in there and do it as well, brilliant. In the same way that if you're going to move to Wales, try and learn at least a bit of Welsh. Try and learn how to pronounce the place names anyway. If you're going to go to did Bottricks jump in there? I've just missed that. Yeah, if you're going to jump into Ireland, have a go and see if you can learn some proper Celtic. Just have a go. I always find if you go abroad and you have a go at doing someone else's language, they are so grateful of it. At least you're trying. Have a go. Jackie, you're terrible at learning languages. Your memory is dreadful. I think the best way to learn languages is to be fully immersed into it. That's the way. If it's there constantly, it goes in without you even trying to learn it. You just absorb it like kids do all the time, don't they? To sing-song your language. Thomas, how's your beak? Thomas over in Twitch has just capitalised Beaver Moon. Up to Beaver Moon. Yeah, how was your nose, Thomas? How was your nose? Did you have to go and have it amputated by the ENT people? It does definitely helps living in it. Absolutely. I mean, you don't teach babies how to speak a language by sitting them down, do you, to read? They learn language before they learn how to read, so that's just because you absorb it if you're around it constantly. Which is why don't swear in front of your kids, especially if it's their turn. Steve struggles to remember English. Like me tonight, mate. I am struggling. Yeah, it's nice that you want to learn it, definitely. I think so as well. It's the people that never ever make an effort to learn anything at all. No matter where you go, don't learn anything of the local culture. Don't even learn the name of the place that you're going to. Or again, I've said this before, I'm not a believer in any kind of deity. I don't believe in gods. I'm an atheist, but whenever I go anywhere, I will try and go into a church because, I don't know, you get a bit of a feeling of what the place is like. Because all the locals are in there. It witnesses births, marriages and deaths. People go in there to seek sanctuary, to seek a little bit of calmness. So that to me is at least go and have a look. Go and learn something. Have a go at, if you go into North Wales, have a go at learning how to pronounce it, how to pronounce some of the place names. You don't need to go and do the railway station. But if you do need a bit of help with that, it is rail. There you go. Use us guys to practice your English. So you should. That's the easiest way to do it. If you're having a laugh with people as well at the same time, it makes it easier. It's not like being sat in a classroom getting taught, I did this, you did that, we did this together. You know, it's much easier to learn it that way. Yep. Live with someone who speaks the language. How do we ask the both of you speak brilliant English? Dutch people normally do. Speak it better than I do. Not difficult, like, obviously. Tom, ta-tom, tom, tom. Denmark has like 12 main dialects, and most Danes have a hard time understanding South Jutlandic and North Jutlandic and Bonamolsk, which sounds like Bonamede, doesn't it? Yeah, it must be mad. Because these are not just slight accents. They're not accents, they're proper full-on dialects with different words and stuff. Please, you're useful for something, Steve. You are always useful for loads of stuff, man. You're our go-to guy. Yeah, careful, Ali. See how easy you bruise. You're from the south, so you know South Jutlandic and speak both it and normal Danish. It's like a secret language within a secret language. Esther is indeed Nederlands, Dutch. Got 8 languages there. Dutch everywhere, yeah. Regional Limburgs, Low Saxon, Frisian, and in the Caribbean, Papiamento and English. Then the minority languages, Sinti Romanish and Yiddish. Do you have a Scouse accent now, lads? Obvious reasons, Yiddish almost disappeared there. Or at least kept very much underground, I would have thought at one point. Yeah. Don't speak it openly. Horrible, isn't it? You had no idea. Europe is a mad place for things like that. For languages, really is. Until you've been there or spent any kind of time there, it's not the same as just disappearing to Amsterdam for a weekend or going on a day trip to Calais. Once you're over there and you start actually being dropped into the middle of it, it's absolutely insane what goes on. As Daddy said, there can be places where there's 4 or 5 languages within the same area, and you can tell where families are from within that one little area by the language they speak. The kids then normally speak a combination of about 4 or 5 different languages, which then becomes a language in itself. It's mad. My sister, we were 2 when we moved over there. We spoke English. We also spoke Dutch. The kids spoke Dutch. There was a couple of Danish families over the road who also played for FC20. So their kids spoke Danish. There was a German family lived over the road. So the kids that were playing outside in the street were speaking English, Dutch, German and Danish. And my sister couldn't tell the difference between all 4 languages. So my dad said, we're going to have to come back home because she hasn't got a clue what she's speaking here. So, yeah. Came back and now can barely speak English anyway. Gab shite.
Piggly ding. Next.
Piggly ding next. Yep. Yiddish isn't bad. It's the speakers, the Jewish speakers were either unalived or moved away to other places afterwards. And if you could speak it when that was going on, you kept it quiet. You never spoke it out loud. Louise, you've been saying hoi to a Dutch chap in the Plains Channel chat. Came at you with a full Dutch sentence. Lesson learned. Or learn a few Dutch sentences to say back to him. We'll teach you. Probably best you don't listen to me though, because I'll have you calling him all kinds of stuff. East and West Greenlandic is so different. They've only been apart for like 100 years. People were forcefully taken from the West and moved to the East. What? Why were they? Pennies just dropped, yes. Helps that hardly anyone speaks Dutch in the Wales, so you've got to speak English. Yeah, that's a shame, innit? You could travel to Belgium at most. You could. At least get cheap petrol. It was funny when we moved over there in 1982, which was not that long after that particular war. A lot of the people that were around and about at the time were either kids during that war or some of the older folk were actually there as adults when it happened. Some of the older teachers and people's grandparents and what have you. And if they did tell you stories about it, it was horrific. And there was no forgiveness. And when we said all that, oh, forgive and forget, you know, it's easy for you saying that you are islanders, you were never invaded. The Netherlands back then was a strange place. No matter who you were, they didn't like you. Then Germans. They bombed our ship in the war. The South Africans understood each other well. You and them understood each other well. Yeah, Afrikaans is a very, very similar language, but to me it sounded like it was Dutch spoken with an accent rather than a different language. Just occasional slight variations, but yeah, I could understand quite a bit of it myself. I've got South African mates. What it sounded like was someone who couldn't speak Dutch learning to speak Dutch. At least that's what I said to him anyway, me mate. You sound like a half-wit speaking Dutch, you cheeky bastard. You can't even speak English. Suriname as well. How about Aruba? Places like that, do they speak Dutch as well? St Martin, or are they all English? It's still a strange place. Dad, it's boss, but it's got a history. And a history that's dictated the way the people are and the way the country is and the language and everything. I like it. It's not bland. There's a lot going on in the Netherlands. And it's interesting. You understand Afrikaans better than Twents? Because it's closer to actual Dutch. Twents is just a boerentaal, isn't it? Farmer language. Yeah. People have been moved, displaced by force all over. Curaçao, Bonaire and Aruba. Right, so they speak Aruba and Curaçao is Papiamento. St Martin is English speaking. I thought that might have been, despite it having a Dutch name, a Dutch spelling of the name. I thought it might just be a Caribbean English speaking island that you've taken back after the English had been there and fucked it up completely. Indonesia in the past as well, the next colony. Yeah. Yeah, we did have it bad with the Blitz. London did. Liverpool was the second most bombed place outside of London because of the docks, which is why if you go to North Liverpool, it's all terraced houses. If you go to South Liverpool, away from where the big docks were, there's all Edwardian and Georgian houses and parks and lovely places, big houses and what have you. Coventry was wiped out. But occupied, it's completely different. When you see someone just deciding to march across the border into the place where you live, that must mess with your head, if nothing else. So how on earth? What can we do to stop this? We can't. Horrific, isn't it? The independent countries now within the Kingdom of Netherlands. Bit like our Commonwealth. Same kind of thing, isn't it? What was the Netherlands called before? Bonaire, Saba and St Eustatius are still with the Netherlands. Before it was called the Netherlands, it was called the Kingdom of Holland for the 4 years that Napoleon occupied you. And before that it was called the Bit by the Water, I think. And we were the island in the water. Generations really messed up. Loads of generations have messed up and have left us in the trouble that we're in now, unfortunately. And a lot of it's to do with our generation and the one before. The ones who had free education, free university education, permanent employment, cheap housing, everything. And then we took it all away from the next generations. So now, if you've got kids or grandkids, if you want to leave university with about 50 grand's worth of debt, and the only jobs they're going to be able to get is to work in Mackey's or something, and the price of houses is about 20 times minimum wage. What's going on, man? There's no way out of it. There's no way out. Denmark, Norway's first colony was established at Trankebar on India's southern coast in 1620. Admiral Overyedder led the expedition that established the colony. Sure, I didn't know that. Before that, you were the Batavian Republic for 6 years. And before that, you were the Dutch Republic. Batavieren. A few names over the years. Friesland stayed independent. And before that, you were the Habsburg Netherlands. When the Germans couldn't find a target in the Midlands, they dropped the bombs on towns or cities anywhere in Norfolk. Yeah, rather than take them on because they couldn't land with them. And also the fact that there's so much, or there's so many planes based in the likes of Norfolk. On the way back, there's a good chance that if you drop a couple of them, you might knock out a plane or two. Kind of horrific, isn't it? That's why we keep on finding. Where was the last one that was found? There's one been found recently as an absolutely massive bomb somewhere. Was it London? An absolutely huge bomb. There's one on Ainsdale Beach 2 years ago. The entire beach had to be closed for like 3 days. One that they couldn't find it in Liverpool, so they just turned around and dropped it over Ainsdale and pissed off back that way. Friesland was conquered by Holland in the late Middle Ages. If they're working in Mackies, they don't have to pay off the debt. They don't, because it's way below minimum. But at the same time, you'd think if you're going somewhere to get a decent degree, and that's the only job you can end up getting. I was speaking to a mate of mine who's his cousin, nephew or cousin, got a really good degree, and the only job they could find to begin with was working in Mackies. He said the place is full of degree, just people with full of degrees everywhere. Whereas years ago, if you left uni with a degree, you could just walk into a job straight away. Mad thing, fam. You had a prisoner of war camp in Guildford, about 10 miles from there. Is that still there, is it? I mean, the remnants of it, can you see where it was, or has it been completely wiped out? Southern Swedish has been Swedish since the mid-1600s. And yet they've still been Danish longer than they've been Swedish. Urgh. Friesland lost its independence in 714, rather, to the Frankish. What? Yeah, don't forget the garden boot scraper bomb as well. Oh, Steve.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
It's there. You mentioned that earlier, look what happened. Yeah, the garden boot scraper bomb that could have gone off at any moment in Wales and could have redone the map for them. Mad, isn't it? If you earn too little, you don't pay, but it hangs over your head for life. And it can probably affect other stuff. How can you get a mortgage if you already owe 50 grand? You had yours until you were 50. Arvin is still very much in heat. Not so much that she's let Lego help her out. We have a hat-trick. We do indeed have a hat-trick. Doff your chapeau. Middle Ages, you need to see that series again about your history with Dan Schurmans. Very nice. Poor old Lego, I know. Give him a scratch from our Steve. From all of us. You watched Michiel de Ruiter the other day with the raid on the Medway. Dutch and English history so entwined it is. Because we are so close to each other as well. When you look at it on the map, what sort of happens in one place, there's a good chance of it happening in the next one. What was I watching? I was watching something. This is how stupid it is. Was it yesterday? Yeah, I was watching something where it was going on about, was it a Dan Busters? No, it was Lancaster. Watching that again. There was two films that have been on, Lancaster and Spitfire, on Sky. I was watching the Lancaster one again, and he was talking all about that. Flying over Netherlands and into Germany and what have you. Brilliant. So you're George Shags Tigger. Disgusting behaviour. Probably gets to do what he wants all day next week till his skin rubs off. Ah. Bless. That is another good cup of tea. Right, was it any good? Far too little character development and decades of history cramped in as if it happened in a year. No es bueno, man. Man, do you want a bucket? Do you want a bucket? Nah. Considering how cold it was this morning, it is not remotely cold now. I know I've got the heating on in here, but there's nothing cold coming through that window. It's weird. You can buy cream now. You're not touching that. Yeah. Best not. Best not. We are all sophisticated drinkers here, aren't we? The buckets left, right and centre. Man, you're okay at the moment. For now. Bucket to follow. Yes, his lipstick. You want a Valerian tea? Oh, very nice. Ali, what hat have you got on? Which one is it? Which one are you wearing? Oh, right, I'm taking my camera out tomorrow. Warning. Dense fog expected tomorrow. Except I don't need to go out at all, do I? Because my daughter's off work. So I can just go out and actually walk out. See if I get some pics tomorrow morning. Depending on what time I get up in the morning. Right, he's a commercial of Jumbo supermarket. It's hard to see him in a serious film. That ruined it now completely, has it? Can't be the lead in some kind of heavy Shakespearean play because he once pointed at fish fingers. You can take our Jackie anywhere you want. You always got to take it twice though. Once to visit and once to apologise. Like them in Ferry, I haven't seen that. Someone suggested I watch that. I should watch that. Ali doesn't wear hats. We do have actual pictorial proof, video proof of that being incorrect. Well said, Steve. Could have fooled us all. That's what you call it when you take George to the vets. Could you have a look at his lipstick for me? Right, there you go. A slight retraction and amendment. You don't generally wear hats. It was a special occasion. In that case, we are delighted. Thank you, Ali. Mucho apreciado, as they say in Japan. You call it the Svibertje effect. Someone's name forever typecast. If that's a word. It is now. Yeah. Or Svibertje. It happens with a lot of actors. I'm trying to think. There was a good example of it the other day that I was watching. And now I can't think. Played a bit of a wide boy, but a bit of a geezer, and then tried to go and do something different, and then the only thing he could get work for was playing the same character over and over and over again. Could have stayed where you were and got the money, man. You still remember Frank Lammers from All Stars? Frank Lammers, where have I heard that name recently? That's appeared from somewhere as well. On something else, something completely different. You can leave your hat on. Well, you can, because the jukebox is not working, is it? Disgraceful behaviour. Need to have a word about this. Vinnie Jones like that. Vinnie Jones and Jason Statham are like that. Wherein they don't act, they just play the same character in every film that they're in. I'm trying to think who it was though, and they genuinely, it was like, I'm not carrying on doing this particular role because it's not good. It's not good for me. I don't like it. I'm going to be typecast. Okay. You can get rid of your contract. We'll find someone else to play the part, and whoever it was just ended up playing the exact same role in every single series or film he was in, because people had seen whoever it was. In the same way that Vinnie Jones or Jason Statham, we need someone who's like a bit like Jason Statham. Jason Statham's available. I'll go and get him then. Alright, there's something very weird with me. Something weird with my keyboard. My keyboard's kind of a bit weird. Yes, keyboard's gone very weird. Unless... yes. My keyboard was acting up. I'm not typing anything, but it was just acting up. Frank Lammers is the actor in Ferry and Michiel de Ruyter and the Fish Finger commercial. IJsselmeervogels. No sign of Jack. Jack's not been in. Tom's been in. He's been in and out. He's working tonight. And also he's over on Twitch. Hanging about. Being up to no good. It's usually when the cat steps on it. Which is the scary part because I haven't got a cat. What I've got is I've got two keyboards. There's that one, and there's one that's plugged in with an actual plug. And that one I chucked something on it earlier, which is why it's been acting up. I found out what it was. No Donald either, no. There's a couple of people lurking. There'll be loads of them lurking. Lurking, shaking, but not working. Our horns, hats. Anything that's a hat if you're brave enough, isn't it? Yeah, there you go, Jeff. You think you don't have a cat, but your keyboard is saying otherwise. Yeah. But I do that all the time, and when I look, it's normally, if I've got like a wired mouse, the wire is pulling down on a key. So I thought it was that, but it wasn't. But it was the second keyboard, which is wireless, and I forgot that it was even plugged in. You don't plug in wireless keyboards, but you know what I mean. The dongle's plugged in. There you go. Any other strange things happening? Food disappearing from the pan? Nothing like that. Some strange noises of a night. Lots of weird stuff, really. And there has been some very strange noises of a night. And it's not been windy, it's not been outside. There's just, does anyone else have this? Does the house settle of a night when everyone's gone to bed? You can hear all the creaks and things of, don't know if it's the heat dissipating or just, we used to say it was the house settling, or in our case the pub. The pub's settling down because there's nobody in there now. It's cooling off. It's making all these weird little cracky noises and what have you. So it might just be the house settling, but it's weird. Hi to the lurkers. Can you put them on a hat stand? The horns are the hat stand. Yeah, strange noises at night. It's either a cat or a poltergeist, and we haven't got a cat, therefore I am not going to sleep tonight, am I? Thank you very much. Yes, the house settling. There you go. It could be the hedgehog. That hedgehog, we used to have a mat out the front, a coconut mat, and the hedgehog was in love with that mat. You come out and see it giving it beans, know what I mean? Yeah, the heating's been high and it cools down. The heating's only started coming on recently, so it might just be that. I have the heating on in here. I've got just a little oil radiator next to the bed. But apart from that, the heating has been coming on a little bit of a night. So it's probably just that settling down, isn't it? The house is settling. But then I'm sat here now with the window wide open. It's not even cold. It's genuinely not cold outside. How has this happened? 12 degrees Celsius right now. It was 2 or 3 this morning. How can there be that much difference during the day? When I say during the day, I mean during the space of 24 hours. And it's staying 12 till about 4 o'clock in the morning. Then it gets very, very misty. Oh, nice. Nice. Hedgehogs can be surprisingly noisy. I like hedgehogs though. Weird little things, aren't they? And much quicker than you would think. I mean, genuinely rapid. You think they're little, just plodding along until it thinks it's in danger. Off it goes. Speedy Gonzales. Prick. 8C over there as well. Not too bad. I mean, November, middle of November, it's not too bad. Floor joists make all sorts of noise after the heating goes off. Just that constantly contracting, expanding, contract, expand, contract. Loads of creaky noises. Did the hedgehog think the mat was a hedgehog, just a massive, very thin one? It did, because it was going to town on it, and does on a regular basis. I had to put a bit of Marvin Gaye on for him, you know what I mean? 26B, bit of Marvin. Let's get it on. Apparently it could be -2 there next week. Say what? Exactly, Sonic, that's exactly what it was. I saw when I went for my walk. This is about 2 or 3 weeks ago. I only walked to the top of the street and back. As I come back, I thought, that looks like a hedgehog. And as I went to go towards it, I had to go towards it to cross over the road. It shot off. I didn't see any rings, but you know, it fucking flew, man. That's bigger than I thought. Sorry, quicker than I thought. Bigger and quicker than I thought. 10 there as well. Not bad, is it, really? Still working at the Hedgehog Rehabilitation Centre on a Saturday morning. Oh, very nice. You had very young ones last week due to the hot October. Aren't they some of the most cute-looking things on earth? Little mini baby hedgehogs. Especially if you... Do you brush them with a little toothbrush? Like on the stomachy bit. And mouth open with a big smile on them. Oh... I seen that. It's not me making it up. I seen that. That was on a reel or a TikTok or something. You can stay the whole winter. Fridge freezer can make the most noise at night. Yeah, it can do with my nephew's here because just never got his fucking head out of it. He's like that. Ridiculous how much he eats and never puts a pound on. Pink with little white spikes. Oh, they are, aren't they? Gorgeous little things. Came in without mum. Oh. Dukey's not working now. Because at the moment, it is the Rollins band, Liar, being played, and it's not showing up. Duran Rio has been on for the last 19 hours, by the look of it. Third-party software, you see. It looks great. And when it works, it's fantastic. And when it doesn't, it's bullshit. Leave the pile of leaves, they live in there. All right. Don't move them. Or if you have to move them, be very, very careful moving them and then put them somewhere else that they can use. Although this year has been so strange. There are leaves on the ground. It's the 13th of November. There are leaves on the ground, but there's so much greenery, so many green leaves on the trees. Autumn is very, very late this year. We normally start getting this September, October. We're normally, at this point, I'd say we're normally pretty much, I wouldn't say completely bare trees, but you know you're right in the middle of autumn. Not this year, it's mad. Sing yourselves, go ahead. Get the guitar down. You had such a crush on John Bon Jovi when you were 12. You're into all the hair stuff. Hair metal. Or was he Blaze of Glory at that point? Was he wearing just his leather vest with the shirt open? No shirt, sorry. Leather vest open. Not a fan of Bon Jovi at all, but I have read some rather good things about him as a human being. Changed the last week or so. Everything's going orange and yellow now. Yeah, it's been green for too long. Like there's something wrong. Noticeably green. And I know it probably looks a bit different where I am. Because of where I am, there's loads of hedgerows and then deciduous trees mixed in with fir trees. So
Piggly ding. Next.
So it doesn't look as bare as it normally does. Those trees down there seem to mask everything over. But even the ones round the corner when I go for my walk, they're normally well gone by now and they're still green on there. It's mad. Blaze of Glory era, after the Poodle Rock. When he'd been and had his, what did he call it? Got his hair cut, didn't he? Can't remember. There's a name for it. Everyone was going away from the blonde curls and getting it done in a certain style. He had his done. Yeah, not my style, I'm afraid. John Bon Jovi. Hello, went to see Bon Jovi in Hyde Park a few years ago. I have never been to one of those gigs. Last time I was there, they were getting ready for something that was happening a couple of days later. I can't remember who that was. I'm not sure it was the Pet Shop Boys or Madness. But it looked massive. Proper full-on massive in the middle of town. Saying that, I haven't been to London too often when I've been able to do something for myself. It's normally been for a footy match or for work. You don't really, if you want to watch a footy match, you don't go swanning around Hyde Park, do you? Otherwise you end up getting chased by irate Chelsea fans. So fucking scarce, that. Didn't you go with it? It was a girls' weekend. Yeah, it was a fucking scarce. That was Arsenal fans in Enschede, that, by the way. Did I ever tell you about that? FC Twente played against Arsenal in a pre-season friendly. I think it was the last season that my dad was there. It must have been the last season my dad was there. I'd been to football training with Sport Club Enschede that morning, and I had to ride past the stadium to go home. And there was a load of Arsenal fans, and I had my Everton shirt on. So guys are here with a fucking Everton shirt on. So they came over to me. Excuse me, do you know where a McDonald's is? I went, yeah mate, just go straight down here. Second on your left, you'll find it, no problem. So fucking scarce, sir. What you doing here? What do you mean, what am I doing here? What are you doing here? My dad's playing against you lot tonight. And he did, and he drew 1-1. Do a boss. Decent lads, actually. The main geezer looked like the lad from the advert years ago. Remember the French Polishers Yellow Pages advert? When he had a party and his mum and dad were coming home from holiday. I took the French Polishers in. Looked just like him. I don't think it was him though. Helen and her ladies were at the Robbie concert at Nebworth. Teacher with a phone call because Moby was on before Robbie. Oh, right. Is that mid-90s, that, isn't it? It's got to be mid to late 90s. Would it be Moby and Roberto Williamos? Nebworth, man. Anyone who plays there, that's got to be some crowd, isn't it? That's when you look out at the crowd. I think it was John Power from Cast. When he got asked about playing Glastonbury, he just said you can see the first like couple of rows of faces, and after that, it's like fucking beans on toast, like. So every time we see a crowd now in our house, it's like fucking beans on toast, like. And it is, looks like beans on toast. Or skinheads on a raft. A bucket of Murphys again for Esther. Smashing it, loving the Murphys. Who else wants to go behind the bar? Does anyone else want to go behind the bar? Put your hands up, your pink hand if you want to go behind. We have Piggly Dinged. It's still fucking hot, man. How could it go from being... I was freezing cold here earlier. Genuinely. That's why I've had me fluffy hoodie on all day. I had me robber's hat on as well earlier as well. Sat here with woolly hat. Just mad. Why has it gone from that to suddenly I'm sweating like a Radio 1 DJ when the doorbell rings? Should take the doggies but they're still sleeping. Oh. Give them 5 more minutes. 5 more minutes. Or are they pretending to be asleep so they don't have to move? Like we used to on a Sunday night. You're in school in the morning, go to bed. Oh, try and make yourself invisible at the edge of the sofa. Yeah, night, Jackie. Night, Jackie. Never wake a sleeping dog. No, never wake anything that's got teeth like that and doesn't like being sneak-eated. If I say that, will they wake up? Yes, I'm not going to say that now. I almost did. Almost did. Morning, Jackie. Fair play. Do you know what? I'd fall asleep if I had to listen to me as well. Put the sound off. You can't even do. Well, I was going to say you can't even do sign language. Can dogs do sign language? Could Dutch dogs do English sign languages? I don't know. I don't know these things. Apparently, I have set them off before, though, haven't I? I've mentioned it a couple of times, and the sort of ears have gone and back legs have started moving. This is the power that you have when you do a stream. You can shout things loudly like Siri, play Russ Abbott's Atmosphere, and then all of a sudden it starts playing it. Holding your hand for the face makes them sit. Yeah, that was one of the things that was it Barbara Woodhouse, I think, taught. Is always hand in front of the face, and then they back off slightly, so they will sit naturally. If one's kicking off, if you're brave enough, you can do that, and normally they chill out slightly, unless it's a bastard and devil dog. Jeff's dogs wouldn't do that. Barbara Woodhouse, remember her? See it. Why don't we have people like that on the telly anymore in the UK? We used to have all these weird people, proper eccentrics that were genius and stuff, but a bit weird. Yeah, see it. There was like Fred Dibner falls into that same kind of category as well, doesn't he? Slightly weird, but brilliant at what they do. And I mean, when I mean weird, I mean just slightly eccentric. Right, you're going up that 150-foot tall chimney. I'll just have a third or fourth pint to calm my nerves, and no one else would do that. Lunatic from Bolton, yeah, go ahead. I'll have a few more pints and I'll get up there and sort it out. Jeff has hellhounds, he does, he has Cerberus. Even the Rottweiler, it should work, yeah. And all dogs, no matter how evil or vicious they are only evil or vicious if they are the alpha. If you can become the alpha in the pack, then they don't do it. Or they haven't got to prove themselves. Apparently that's what I was told. That's the common knowledge round our way anyway. We haven't had a dog for years. And she wasn't an alpha male anyway, she was just soft as shit. Barbara Woodhouse, yeah. Mary Whitehouse. Crazy old women everywhere. They were. Although Mary Whitehouse wasn't particularly great at what she did, ruining our TV. You'd also have Barbara Cartland as well, who just looks like someone had... Or she'd driven through Lewis's. This makes no sense. Lewis's was a department store in Liverpool. Just gone through the makeup counter at Lewis's with every single bit of makeup that they had all at once. Don't know if a Chihuahua's got enough brains to get it. Little yappy dogs don't, do they? The most evil bastard dog I've ever seen in my life was... my nan had one, a little Jack Russell called Jack. What an evil thing. Oh no, sorry. Sam. His name was Sam. He was a Jack Russell called Sam. The most vicious little fucker I've ever met in my life. Bit me once, and once only. I accidentally punched him. I'd gone outside into the backyard, and it was completely pitch black. Gone to throw something in the bin, and he jumped up and bit me, and I automatically just went bang. And he never came near me after that. Felt so guilty, but also so relieved at the same time. Horrible little fucker. Fanny Craddock as well, yeah. That was a husband Johnny, was it? Famously said when you were making donuts, I hope all your donuts turn out like Fanny's. Yeah, we had loads of them. Absolutely insane people, but in the nicest possible way. We need more of them on TV instead of these reality TV people. The ones who want to be famous for being famous, them lot. They've got no discernible talent whatsoever. What do you want to be when you grow up? Famous. Right, that's it. Disappear. Arvin is awake. Jack Russells are absolute lunatics. But they're bred to be like that, aren't they? What was that, man? It's not the dogs, it's the owner. The dogs can be lunatics with decent owners, but if you are a bad owner, you can make even the most placid, mild-mannered dog turn into an absolute horrific, bitey animal. Time to get your shoes. Donkeyville as well, thank you very much, as always. Lovely cup of tea. Nice cup of tea. That's gone from being Irish to being Brummy, hasn't it? Cup of tea. It was funny that me dad's mum had Sam, the Jack Russell, that was a lunatic. And then my mum's mum had Thomas, the Persian cat, that was a lunatic as well. So you couldn't go in either house without getting scratch marks or bite marks on you. Evil things. And yet the dog that we had would just quite happily let my sister put its hair in bunches and paint its nails. It liked the taste of lipstick. Actual lipstick, by the way. So whenever someone would leave the handbag on the floor, come back later on, it was open. Lipstick would be missing. You go around the house and find the dog, and all around its mouth, big red lipstick. All over its fur. Lunatic dog, though. Done something wrong once, and my ma shouted. Couldn't find it anywhere. Went into the kitchen and had a quick look around. Couldn't find it, but I heard something, went back in, and she was pushed up behind the door like that. Proper hiding. So I started laughing. What are you laughing at? Shh. Not saying anything. Go on. Go outside. Go for a pee. Welterusten. Tot straks. Or tot morgen. Or tot ziens. Tot zo. Tot something. This is strangely warm. I don't like this. This feels unusual. Like something's about to happen. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K, if you know what I mean. And I've got no Lemsip left. I might have to go to Tesco after we finish here. Quickly jump in the whip. Go and get myself some. They must be working, man. How's me Marens are sound? Jess is a pain in the arse, which is a nice thing. Took her to work this morning. Took her back earlier to go and drop stuff off. We had a laugh in the car as always. I am such a pain myself of a morning. Because I've been awake for a little bit longer than she has. And I know when she's not in the mood to be awake that time in the morning, I will go I will go full on Jim Carrey mode just to annoy her. I hate you. Fucking walk then. Yeah, but she's sound. Chilling. She's now off work until Monday, so the theory is I've got 4 lie-ins in a row. The theory, that is, the theory. We shall see. I also then need to get out, don't I, and start recording some more stuff. I've got a couple of bits and pieces done. Just need a few more bits to add into them. So if this weather's going to be alright, ginger's crossed, I might be able to go out and get some stuff. trying to think, if it's going to be really misty tomorrow and it's going to be like proper full-on atmospheric, what can I record tomorrow? Could I go down to the fields, try and record something really spooky and atmospheric? Coincidence that me and Mandy are both coming down with something. It is definitely. But then everyone's got it. Mad. Might be a northwest thing, but everybody I know is absolutely riddled with it. Poor Mandy. Can't even blow her nose by holding a hanky because the fucking nails are like that. They're scratching her face off. We do live in a yellow submarine. I love that submarine if you go to Liverpool Airport. Yes, I didn't sniff or sneeze once at yours, I didn't. And then by the time I got home, back on alive, I did. Must be something round here. The room sound, I keep on top of it, the dusting, so it can't really be that. I've got my purifier. I reckon there's something outside that window. Don't know, is there something growing out there? Is there something, some animal that I'm allergic to hangs around out there? I don't know. I've got a plant. I don't think it's the plant though. It's a spider plant. You broke a nail, you'd be fine. Ooh. Is it one of the big long ones? Oh, she scratches her arse with nails like that. Have you got an arse scratcher? A proper. Have you knitted one? Can you knit an arse scratcher? Steve, maybe she hasn't got time to do that. Not like us blokes. Start the job, but a cup of tea first. Lean on your shovel. Quick scratch and off you go. Oh, man. Oh, I am sore. I think I need to crick my arm. Do you get that feeling where if something goes click, it's going to be okay? It'll open up. That's what it feels like. This arm, the top of it. Oh. Not good. Yeah, I'm going to go to Tesco. I'm going to have to. I need some bits. The last 2 days I haven't been. They'll be worried about me. Can't have them doing that, can you? Yeah, we couldn't have nails like that, especially with what we like to scratch. Wouldn't want them anywhere near that. Evil nails. Not just scratching them either. Just going for a pee with nails like that. How'd you manage? Wasn't your longest one, but it's now probably the length of a normal nail. Ah, that's cheating then if it's now normal. If it'd gone from being horrendous to being tiny, just gone from freakish to normal, that's different. No sympathy here now. How do you manage to knit with nails like that? Does it affect you? I don't know, it's bizarre. How do you tie your shoelaces? I was thinking about this the other day. I know how to tie shoelaces, but now I've completely forgotten how to tie them. So that when my arm starts working, my hand starts working rather, will it come back as being natural? Or will all these years of not being able to use the hand have overtaken all those years of tying laces? I can't imagine it in my head how to tie my shoelaces. It's bizarre. You're missing things when you go to pick them up. So is this, you get used to having those nails? It just becomes second nature. You couldn't have long nails at all? No, of course you couldn't. Not if you keep falling over. Be careful. You'd be no good digging the peat, would you, with nails like that? I don't think I could either. Well, I didn't have them like that, but my nails had grown by the time I come out of hospital, and it was horrible. It was too long, man, it was horrible. My hair had got too long, facial hair had got too long. Thankfully, Agatha, one of the nurses, attacked me with a pair of scissors to begin with, and then with my razor. Because I did genuinely as well, like the younger girls that were working in the hospital, they said they looked like Marv from Home Alone, and when I seen the picture of me, it was like, yeah, I do actually. Get this off me now. You knew that you'd get annoyed. Fair enough, yeah. Not like false nails where 1 minute they're short and they're long. So you grow into them. Your abilities grow into the length of the nail, slowly but surely. Yeah, if you got used to them, you're just used to them, aren't you? And if you can't get used to them, you get rid of them. End of story. But yeah, I suppose it makes sense, that, doesn't it? You never did. Never got used to them, Esther. Some people do. Some people love it, don't they? I still can't get to grips with the runners. There's loads of American sprinters from 80s onwards, female sprinters. Makeup's always absolutely on point. You're about to run, big eyelashes, then these huge long talons which are done to within an inch of their lives. I'm thinking, how on earth do you manage to run with them? How do you train with them? How do you get your kit on with them? And how do you not poke yourself in the eye when you're sweaty afterwards? Mad. But then I haven't had to live with it myself, so I don't know. Might be, like you say, it might be easy. If you are used to it and you grow into it, then you grow into it. Same as being tall. It's not for everyone. Some people can't deal with it. Others have no choice. They get brittle from doing the dishes. That's why you employ someone, a small Puerto Rican boy named Jefe. Get him in to do it instead. Right, so you don't notice the long until someone comments on them, at which point you look and go, what happened there? Steve, your lids are getting heavy as well, mate. Oh, it's me. Chatting shite. That's what happens. The soporific sounds of melty-faced mixed scouse boy. I was going to say something there. This is weird because on YouTube, Botrix comes up as my name, but on Twitch it comes up as Botrix Official. Wonder why that is. Bonne nuit, Steve, Helen, and Ruby Roo. I know it's a late one, isn't it? Feels that way during the week. Might actually have a little bit of an early dart tonight. If I need to go to Tesco. Not gone yet. Don't be premature. Do you level up on Twitch? I think you do if you are a Twitch Botrixer. Does that make sense? So I think you'd have to be, if it's someone who's logged in on Twitch, they'd have to level up there. I'll have to look into this. But there's no one's levelled up on there tonight, so that'll be why. I'll tell you next time someone from Twitch levels up. Surely out of 6,000 people over there now, someone should be levelling up, shouldn't they? It's weird though. But it's nice having it as a backup just in case. Ali, you're fighting the same battle. Yeah, good job you didn't say you had chest pain. We'd have had you in the grave within seconds. Yes, slightly premature, aren't we, as a community? Are you all right? How are you in yourself? How are you? Ow. There's too much of me clicking. This amount of me should not be clicking. No es bueno. Definitely. Getting in early, yeah, in case you do a jinxie. We are cruel. Got to be cruel to be funny, as the saying goes. Cruel would be, morning, Steve. Not going to be that cruel. Poor Jackie must get up every day. Check every Monday and every Thursday. Check the previous night's stream, and it's just a shitload of morning, Jackie. There you go. On the screen now. You mentioned it. In fact, you mentioned it.
It's going up, 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 it's there.
Tomash is levelled up to level 1 on Twitch. And also a morning Jackie on Twitch. So it's coming at you from all directions. Like a seventh sense. Yeah, so there you go, Mandy. Proof, if proof be need be, that you do indeed level up on Twitch. Thomas is now level 1 over there, as well as being level 20 odd over here. Mad. It's all about levels, isn't it? Yeah, he's an absolute legend. Big wave to Twitch. Of the 6,000 people there, you are the very first to have levelled up. Should be proud of yourself for that. So all about levels, man. All about levels. Know what I mean, bruv? Oh, man. Everything aches. It sounds like a Depeche Mode B-side, doesn't it? Yeah, don't tell Mandy she's behind on a platform. I can imagine Twitch will be getting downloaded as we speak. Not fucking missing out there. Imagine if you could aggregate the YouTube and the Twitch Botrix points. Oh man. We could have the first person in triple figures, couldn't we? Stick to YouTube. Stick to YouTube. Twitchy Thomas, yes. Thomas like that. Twitchy Thomas. Twitchy Thomas. Me likey. Okay, now. I don't even think I'm going to need a jacket to go out in. I could literally go out in t-shirt and shorts now and I wouldn't feel cold. How mad's that? You don't do gaming shite. It's not gaming, it's just streaming, isn't it? Although a lot of people do stream their games. I don't. Yeah, there you go. Have a look on the screen. Thomas is the Mandy over there. He is the Twitch Mandy. That's like Scum, isn't it? I'm the daddy now. I'm the Mandy now. Where's your tool? What tool? This fucking tool. If you haven't seen the film Scum, you'll have no idea what I'm talking about now. Ray Winston, set in a Borstal, a young offender's home. During the 70s. Brutal film, but brilliant. Can't see the emoji. You don't do gaming either, but you join the chat in some gamer streams. Twitch is not a gaming thing. No, it's a streaming platform, but the majority of people that stream on Twitch are gamers. But I'm not a gamer. Well, I am, but I'm not at the moment. But I stream on Twitch as well. Because there's just chatting, it's called. Which is just chatting. There's no games. But it's good to have that to fall back on. If anything goes wrong with the YouTube channel, to have another area where people can come and hang out. It's always handy. Plus, if you need to apply for something, where they say, TikTok Live, can you prove you're a streamer? Well, yeah. I've got so many 100 streams on YouTube and so many, probably 50 plus streams on Twitch. You know what I mean? I can show that I'm an actual regular streamer. Gets you access to stuff, man. Yes, it was crying. Man, it was crying. The emojis were crying. I hope you're happy now. Our Horns Hats, says Jeff over on Twitch. You see Tom Tom's comments on your TV but not on your phone because he's on Twitch. So the only way that you see it is on the screen. The combined chat is on the screen. You can't combine the chats within the actual YouTube chat or within the Twitch chat. It has to be on screen. Won't call you Twitchy again. Told you he was here, Mandy. That's me, that is. Ninja me. Glasses are correct and everything, aren't they? The hats were fantastic. I might have shot me bolt slightly by showing about 99% of me hats. Should have kept some, shouldn't I, in case there's round 2 of Hat Wednesday. We can have that more often, though. This week it could be Hat Wednesday this time. This could be every month. There could be Umbrella Wednesday next week. Could have anything. We can decide this on a stream-by-stream basis. Could be anything. We can do what we feel like. We own this gaff. They were a bit quick too, the hatty hats they were. I was deliberately done to not have it on screen for about 4 hours because it was, otherwise there was that many hats. It could have gone on for ages. You have a heap of scarves. You have a heap of scarves. Well, we could do a scarf on them. I've got. Would you class gaiters as scarves as well? Those things that you pull over your nose when you go to a riot. Are they classed as scarves as well? I've a couple of them. I've got a proper ninja mask. Don't ask. And 2 normal scarves. I don't really do scarves much. Gaiters I do though. Snoods, yeah. I've got some snoody stuff. I've got a woolly snood and I've got some less woolly snoods. More autumny ones, I think. We could do them. I should have actually mixed and matched, shouldn't I? I should have used them with the hats. Gone full on full on rioter. Snood Sunday. Yeah, we could. Snood Sunday, there we go. That's not a scarf. Scarves have ends. Scarves also have a V in them, not an F. There's no F in scarves. Even a snood would have two ends, otherwise you wouldn't get your head through it. You don't have snoods. Send snoods. They're good though, they're really handy. Snoods, you can just... I don't know if I'm the only one who has problems putting scarves on and for them to stay on. But a snood, just over the head, bash, over your nose, bing, bang, bong. When mixed with a nice hat. Keeps, and I've got gloves as well.
Next.
Gloves as well, so I'm alright, I'm set for the winter. On account of the fact that I won't be going pissing anywhere. Obviously. Blame Jeff, it's always Jeff's fault. You look weird in a snood. Why? Is there any difference between that and wearing a scarf? No idea what it is. It's like a tube that you put over your head. So it's part scarf, part hood. But normally you put it up to about here somewhere. A lot of bikers wear them. I think mine are in the front room at the moment. Yeah, if I have a woolen one, the black paisley one, like a big hairband. Yeah, put it over your face, over your nose, over your mouth, and covers your neck. But it's not like a scarf that's got, as Mandy said, two ends to it that you have to wrap around. This just goes over your head like a tube. Like a scrunchie. Not a balaclava as such. Imagine a balaclava with the top bit cut off. So it's a hole, the bottom hole at the top, and you pull down. So you can put it over your nose or over your face. Or just there. Yeah, like a polar neck. That bit. Without the jumper attached to it. Polo neck, not polar neck. I wonder if we had Snood Sunday, would I be able to get the Ski Sunday theme tune, or would that be copyright strikes? Copyright stricken. Fucking panic stricken, more like it. They're very good though, especially the woolly-ish ones. The ones that you can tighten at the back so it goes round your nose. Bikers wear them all the time. Dudbridge storekeeper, Ardelish Cherish. Dieu, large clerk, works. Corrigendum, liquefied. What's corrigendum? I like the sound of that. Get an eye to do one. Like a turtleneck, yeah. But the top of the turtleneck, without the jumper attached to it. Just that little bit, the neck. And it goes over your face and round it. Get AI to do one. AI did the hat music tonight within the space of about 5 minutes. Which is very, very rapid for one of those. And then Canva did the start and end artwork, and UCut did the rest of it. Very, very quick. AI is so handy. You've a lovely Norwich scarf that commemorates 100 years since the Battle of the Somme, where you lost your great-grandmother's brother. Oh, lovely that you've got the scarf. Not nice that, well, the Somme wasn't nice in general, but losing family, but it's nice you've got something to commemorate it at least, mate. Good on you. Fashion in the 80s is fashion now. Always. I've even seen leg warmers. That's how bad it is, leg warmers. Not fluorescent though, they were just normal colour. The back though, man, leg warmers are back in town. I need to have a word with Spotify as well. They keep recommending gigs that are close to me. Today was Leeds. Last week was Dublin. Mate, you know, if you get a protractor, maybe it's close, but it's not that bloody close to get to. Liverpool and Manchester may be close. Wristbands and lycra leggings, yeah. She wasn't wearing that though. Me and my sister were in the car coming back from Aintree Hospital. She went, is she wearing fucking leggings? Leg warmers, yeah. A pair of skinny jeans, leg warmers, and high heels, which was a very brave look. But it worked. I suppose if you look like that, tall and thin, you get away with it. But not seen them on anyone else, and they weren't even fluorescent. No, they weren't the fluorescent yellow, fluorescent pink, or fluorescent green. These weren't. When your nan passed, you found a death penny for her uncle who was killed at the Somme. Bloody hell, man. That's a proper bit of family history, that, isn't it? They're the kind of things that you need to proper keep hold of and cherish. Pass down. You don't get history like that. If it gets lost, it doesn't get replaced, does it? Man. Definitely good to keep hold of stuff like that, especially with any kind of records that you have, if you've got any at all. Anyone who's watching, if you've got any records of your family that have been in wars and things like that, keep them together as much as possible. That's our history. You've got to keep it. Esther, you had the pink fluorescent snood. Did you have the fingerless net gloves as well? Very Madonna-y. There was even a Christmas card he sent home the Christmas before the battle. What? Just mad, that, man. What an amazing little bit of history that is. Different, absolutely different generation and a different breed. The people that were involved in those kind of wars. Absolute different breed. They're incredible men. Not sat in a building on a different continent with a joystick picking people off on a computer screen. Out there in the mud. Crazy, man. Bravest of the brave. Often think about stuff like that. What else have we got? What else have people got hidden? Just left in like attics and things that they haven't even bothered to look at. There could be all kinds of stuff, all kinds of hidden history that we just don't know about. If you've got a loft or something, go and check it out and see what's in there. You never know what you're going to find. And if you do find family history like that, or it's passed down, take care of it, look after it. Don't just throw it in the bottom of a wardrobe or something. Proper look after it. Imagine that. Someone just coming across it and not realising, oh, it's only an old Christmas card, I'll throw it. No, it's not just an old Christmas card, that. It's a pity you can't put context around something, isn't it? Without knowing about it at first, you know what I mean? The old boy who had the local chippy, after he died, you find out he was one of the founder members of the SAS. Bloody hell. Obviously, you wouldn't find out about it while he was still around, because never speak about it, do they? Man, and you just never knew it. I suppose he was one of those people that didn't even look at, did he? Just melted into the background. the way they're supposed to do, aren't they? A mate of ours passed the whatever you call it to get in there into the SAS. There's a name for it, isn't there? I can't think now. Passed selection to get into the SAS and then didn't take it in the end. It's like, why not? Something came up. He said, I can't do it. But looking at him, you think, how on earth are you even a soldier? Never mind passing selection to get into the SAS. And it was exactly because he could melt into the background, and also much tougher than he looked. Looked skinny, but he was sort of strong, but mentally absolutely solid. Anyone who passes that, whether you join the regiment or not, if you've passed that and there's a little tick next to your name, you are a different breed altogether. Incredible. Mad, aren't they? I could never do it. Not even at my fittest, I could never do it. They are different. There's a mindset, I think, with people like that as well. Not just normal army either, are they? You know what I mean? There's a completely different mindset to be in any kind of special forces. The maddest of the mad. But we'd be knackered without them. I'm struggling. My eyes are starting to get a little bit heavy. I'm starting to sound really strokey now because I'm tired. I need to go to Tesco very quickly. Pick up some bits and pieces very quickly. I might be out of goo. How bad's that? I had somebody the other night. I think I'm out of goo. Yeah, so I'm going to start removing things from the screen. Because it's like that. And that's the way it is. So it's that time of night. Whether you're one of the 6,000 people on Twitch, which is over there, or one of the 6,001 people who are on YouTube over here, get your dancing shoes on. It's that time of the night. Vamonos. Lads, how you doing, bud? Come in just as we're shutting up. Yeah, so dancing shoes, dancing shoes.
Another great night here at the Paris Pause. Folks, go give yourself a round of applause. We've had a good chat and told the odd joke. Now get in the hot tub for a post-stream soak.
And that's that.